About a year ago, I did a video on the top myths that are going to quite possibly get you killed on your next hiking, backpacking, or just outdoor adventure. Today, we're going to go a step beyond that. We'll skip over the myths. We're going to go straight to the top 10 lies that are going to quite possibly get you killed on your next outing. Because there's a difference. I mentioned that these are lies. Very often, these are lies that we're telling ourselves when we go out. Okay, so the first one, we've all heard it. It's the infamous rule of threes. I can go 3 minutes without oxygen. I can go 3 days without water. I can go 3 weeks without food. Guess what? It says you can go 3 days without water. It does not say you will go 3 days without water. If you've gone out and you've tried to go even 24 hours with nothing whatsoever to drink, you know you're riding the struggle bus hard by the time you hit that 24-hour mark, and it's only going to get worse. Probably not functional at the end of day 2, especially if you're doing any kind of exertion whatsoever. It's not going to take you that long at all. It is July in Texas. It's about 100 degrees outside right this minute. You don't want to be out there walking to the mailbox without something to drink. At this point, I'm not going to chance it for 3 days. Do not count on that. Do not bank on, oh, I can camel up and wait 3 days. It says you can survive that long. Don't be stupid. I'm going to be fine. I have my first aid kit. Okay, well, one, is it a first aid kit that you bought off the shelf, or is it something you compiled? Is it something you bought at the big box store off the shelf? Do you have a first aid kit, or do you have a big pack of Band-Aids with maybe a roll of gauze, maybe a thermal blanket? Mostly crummy Band-Aids that you can't really use. They're often worried about piece count. Just because you have a first aid kit does not mean that you're squared for everything that can possibly happen. Moreover, all right, you have the first aid kit. Do you know how to use it? Go find a first aid class, go find a wilderness first aid class, wilderness first responder, or at least a stop the bleed class. Oh, but I have all this expensive gear, so I'm going to be perfectly fine. Gear is never, ever, ever going to trump knowledge. You can never lose the knowledge. I guess short of getting clipped in the head, maybe I forget who I am, where I am, all that fun stuff. The gear is going to be, it's invaluable to have. It's awesome to have. Kudos for having it. If you don't know how to use it, or you pull out a piece of gear that you really think you can bet your life on, and it breaks the first 2 hours you've used it, did it really help you? There's no real replacement for dirt time. Go out and use the piece of gear. I see people do reviews all the time online, say, oh, this is the best knife in the world, and they pull it out, and it looks like it should be hanging on the wall in a trophy case. It does not look like it's been through the ringer. Make sure you know what you can trust gear-wise, what you can't, and know how to use it. That way you're getting the most out of both it and your knowledge. This next one kind of goes hand in hand with it, and this is this notion that when emergency pops up, we're going to rise to the challenge, and we're going to exceed what we're capable of doing. I got news for you. More often than not, people sink down to their lowest level of training, not elevating themselves up beyond their wildest dreams. So practice, practice, practice. And then when you think you got it, go practice some more. This next one's a twofer. No one walks out in the woods expecting to get into trouble, expecting to get lost, expecting to have a medical emergency. So we get lulled into the, I'll never get lost, I'm going to stay on the trail, or no, this can never happen to me. No one goes out there planning for this bad stuff to happen. It just happened. Stuff happens from time to time. Prepare for the worst case scenario, and then be thankful when you come out with the best case scenario. If we never challenge ourselves with the, well, what would I do if question, then we're not really prepared in our heads to take care of it when it does pop up. Yeah, I know how to do this because I've seen it on YouTube. I've watched 1,000 videos on it. We see people come out to the school all the time. And more often than not, it's over bow drill. They'll sit down, they'll start working on stuff, and you'll watch them do it. It's like, that's not what we taught you to do. Where did you get that? Oh, I've been watching this guy on YouTube, and he does it like this, and it's the best way to do it. And you watch him, you struggle, flounder, fail, struggle, flounder, fail. And it's like, here, do it the way we showed you to do it. Not saying there's not wonderful education out there. Absolutely, go out there, do all of the on-screen learning you can. It's not a substitution for dirt time. I'll continue to harp on dirt time. It's a big part. It's a big part of everything. If I don't need a compass, I have my phone. Well, good for you. Guess what? Batteries die, phones get lost, phones get broken. I may have forgot to download my maps. Don't use the electronic while you have it. It's wonderful to have. Not saying don't do it. I use it all the time. I've got beacons, I've got the phone, I track stuff on my watch. Not poo-pooing on technology one bit whatsoever, but it's not a replacement for an actual map and a compass, a little bit of know-how, using your brain. If you have a snake bite kit in your first aid kit, go throw it away. Those things are absolute garbage. I'm still just baffled by how many people I teach first aid about once a quarter. Almost without fail, I have a person in the class that when you bring up snake bite kits, like, oh, I've got my snake bite kit. Get rid of that stuff. Guys, go to the hospital. The snake bite kit, whether it is the little egg, the little yellow egg, all of a sudden there's a scalpel and some iodine, we're not going to lance it open and suck the stuff out, or you got the one with the written across the front of it that says the only snake bite kit proven to remove toxic venom, and it's got the big plunger on it. All that stuff is garbage. It's not removing enough stuff whatsoever for it to be beneficial to us. Go to the hospital. That's what it's for. Now, having said that, the little suction one will kind of help with like spider bites and wasp stings and stuff like that, because all the venom is a lot closer to the actual surface of the skin. Snakes is just typically too deep. And hey, before I forget, quick shout out to my very good friend, the Wandering Graybeard. If you haven't found his YouTube channel, go check it out. He was kind enough to send me a shirt here, so repping it for you, buddy. This was probably going to hurt some feelings. We'll say it anyway. I know how to do all this stuff. I was in the Boy Scouts, or I know how to do all this stuff. I was in the Army, or Marines, or Navy, or pick a branch. I was in the military. Okay, that's great. How long ago was that? Were you in the Scouts when you were in the 5th grade back in 1982? Or did you go through boot camp in 96? Hey, we're not the same as we were when we were younger. I think sometimes as an adult, it's kind of hard to admit, hey, I'm not in my prime condition like I used to be back when I was a kid. Let's get our egos out the way and admit that, yeah, we could quite possibly be very rusty. We could quite possibly have forgotten some stuff too, just because we're not using it. It's a use it or lose it type thing. And just because you were in the service or you were in the Scouts or you used to do X, Y, Z, yeah, it's not going to mean that you're really prepared for whatever the emergency is that pops up today. I hike and I hunt all the time. I'm used to being in the woods. I'm going to be perfectly fine. Yeah, that's another one that just because we're out there immersed in it all the time, if we're only going from our truck to the trail or our truck to the deer stand or the tree or whatever, and then back to the truck, or maybe we're walking around and exploring a little bit, but we're not just being immersed in it, and we're not out there a lot, and we're also not pushing ourselves and learning what would I do if. You're kind of just on an expedition out there. You're kind of setting yourself up for a really difficult time if something pops up. Go out, get the training. It's easy enough to do. There are plenty of wonderful locations where you can get it. You can get some of the online stuff that's really easy, attainable to get your hands on. Go find a spot, whether it's a local park, whether it's in your backyard. You don't have to be out in, the wilds of outback Australia to go practice some of the stuff. Go out, practice some of the skills, get comfortable, start forming through your head that what would I do ifs. That'd go a long way. Okay, so you've made it to the end of the video, so hopefully you found something that you picked up, you found it beneficial, and keep you a little bit safer next time you go out on the trail. Maybe we'll see you there.